Hey, what's up you guys? Century Productions here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Mandroid Wave Captain America. So here we have yet another Captain America for the Captain America Wave, and I'm loving it, man. Captain America is my favorite hero, and, you know, they keep on showing out these Cap figures, I'll keep buying them. That's all I gotta say. So, of course, this is Captain America from the Captain America Winter Soldier. Now, my first thoughts on this figure when I initially saw it at Comic-Con, I thought, oh, here's another crappy Hasbro movie figure that they're going to put out just because, you know, they had to put it out. And I am pleasantly surprised by the sculpt, the paint application, the accessories of this figure. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's actually my favorite figure from the Captain America wave. Now, you might notice right off the bat that I've got this movie Avengers Captain America shield on here. And the reason why is I'm not too sure. Now, this does not come with this figure. I put this shield on many other figures just because I like the straps and how it looks and the size, even though this may be a little bit too small. So I just have this on him for right now. This is the shield he comes with. It's really nicely painted, and it's got some cool little sculpting marks in there. But the problem I had with it is just too damn big. I think it's the biggest Cap shield yet. Which is weird, and I don't like how you put it on his arm. It's just weird, so let me just take off this shield. So in order to put it on his arm, you gotta take off his hand, and there's two straps here. First off, there's some detailing on the straps, which looks pretty nice, so if you're having a good look at the inside of the shield, it's pretty nice. But you have to, there's two big straps. There's a small strap and a little strap. This is the big strap. You gotta slide his hand through here, and you gotta kind of force it a little bit right through there. Now when you do this, it's kind of hard, first off, to put the hand piece back on, and second off, you're just sacrificing a bunch of pieces of articulation here because you're not really going to be able to move it or manipulate it as well as you would be able to with this shield, since the articulation's past the flap right there, or past the piece of belt right there. So that kind of sucks, and it's kind of tense too, and you're not sure if you're gonna break it or something like that. So that's the reason I just didn't like this shield at all. But let's check out the accessories real quick. So you can see I have two different examples of the hands. He comes with a bunch of different accessories. The first one being he comes with the one salute hand, which is really nice. I thought that was a really cool touch. Doesn't come with any trigger hands, so you're not going to be able to have him hold any guns or anything like that unless you find like a random hand in your accessory bin that's able to fit him, which I doubt. But he does come with a salute hand. Comes with a fist right here, but he comes with a pair of them, so you can have him having two closed fists if you want. The other accessory is this hand, which is really cool. It's the pointing hand, so you can kind of have him looking like he's pointing off into the distance at something. And the thing I thought that was really cool about this hand is instead of moving left and right like this one is, this one actually moves up and down. So you can get a wider range of motion with that. It's just I haven't really broke that piece of articulation, but you can have them pointing up, you know, or pointing down. So I thought that was a really cool touch that Hasbro added. The last accessory that it comes with, minus the shield and the hands, is the head sculpt. Now you can see right here, this is the Captain America 2 head sculpt, and I mean, it's really nice. You can see there's some texturing underneath the eyes. You got the A painted on there real nice. You got some lines on the top of the head. Of course, we got the ear holes. Of course, we got the chin strap going on, which is really nicely painted, and I mean, I imagine that was kind of hard since it's such a small piece of, you know, it's just so small right there, and they're just able to paint it on just real nicely. And then there's some more texturing on the back, and you can also see that that's followed throughout the figure too. So really nice head sculpt. But the other head he does come with is his Steve Rogers head. Of course, I've had some trouble getting this one on. Just kind of barely sits. So here we got the Steve Rogers head. I'm not sure, I mean, it kind of looks like Chris Evans, but, you know, you look at that and you immediately know it's Captain America just by the way his hair's combed. So this is a really nice head sculpt. I'm really enjoying this head sculpt. I may have to get two of these figures just so I can have one with the real head with the mask on it, and then one without the head on there, which is really cool. Something a lot of people have been asking about is whether or not this Captain America or Steve Rogers head will fit on this Marvel Now Captain America. And unfortunately, I don't know if you can tell, but the the size of that little indent in the top of Cap's head is just a little too small for this one right here, which is kind of weird. You would think that they would always go with the exact same, you know, peg hole size, but what I've noticed from Hasbro is that with the movie figures, they're always on just a slightly smaller scale than your normal 6-inch figures. And you can really tell that by when you pose him up. So I'm just going to stick him way back here. He looks kind of derpy right now with his hand like that. But so here's Commander Rogers from the Return of Marvel Legends. This is your standard 6-inch figure, and you can also see this is the suit that he's kind of based off of. This is right when Captain America returned in the comics after his death. You can see how much taller that this Commander Rogers is than the movie version. And then real quick, just for shits and giggles, let's put the Winter Soldier movie figure in here. And just, I mean, look how tall the Winter Soldier is compared to Captain America. I don't remember Bucky being that tall in the first movie, which is kind of funny, but nonetheless, still a really great figure. As far as articulation goes, it's stacked to the brim. The head moves forward and back. We've got these ball joints at the top of the arm, which go front and back. And then, of course, you can see we've got these sculpted-in straps on his chest as opposed to the non-sculpted-in ones, which I actually think this looks a little bit better. And you can tell there is a tiny amount of scuffing going on into the silver right there, and you can tell that there's blue underneath it, so obviously the mold was blue when they were painting the figure, which kind of sucks. I mean, I could probably get in there and repaint it, but I'll most likely just get another one and just keep this guy in the tub where I play with my action figures anyways, so that's what I'll be doing with that. But I mean, look at the paint application. We got these silvers, we've got this kind of rusty type of gold, or that might be a bronze on the belt buckle right there. Really nice paint application. There's two different browns following on the boots. I mean, just overall, it's just really nicely painted, really nicely textured. But let's continue with the articulation. Two pieces of articulation at the elbow. And then, of course, we go down the wrist, which has got that swivel. And, of course, it goes front and back on the wrist right there. We get down into the chest. Looks like there's going to be no problems with some of the paint scuffing right here if you're moving the chest like we did with the Marvel Now cap. Just remember, never forget. So no problems there with that, which is really good. The belt's kind of loosey-goosey, so you can move it up and down and manipulate it if you want to turn him, which is a good idea by Hasbro because that doesn't limit the articulation at that point. It actually helps it out. But as far as articulation, it goes up and down, 360-degree swivel, and we go down the legs. Been getting real familiar with these pieces of articulation lately, which goes out, front and back, 360-degree turn right there, double jointed knees. Piece of articulation cut above the boot, which allows it to turn. Of course, we got our pivot, and of course our foot articulation. And for all you peg hole lovers out there, we got those peg holes right there just for you. And there's some information there. I think Hasbro wrote you a little love letter right there. So that's really nice. Overall, it's just a really nice figure. You can even see some of the texturing inside on the blue. I mean, it's just textured all the way over. I wonder how they do that. It's even textured on the inside pieces of the articulation, which is crazy. This is, I mean, it's just a really, really nice figure. Real quick, I was experimenting with some shields because I'm not sure whether or not he has a shield in the movie. I'm just not sure. I may actually paint that shield later on. I was experimenting with some other shields. This is the shield from the Captain America, the First Avenger that came out earlier in this wave. And it's kind of bent, but this shield works pretty fine. I mean, it works relatively well. It's not nearly as big as this blue one right here. This one may be a little too small. I just like this one because of the straps and because of the paint. It's just kind of that shiny red that I've been looking for. But this one does work as well. Overall, I would say I highly recommend getting this figure. It's really nice. And I mean, it's beautifully sculpted, nice paint, nice articulation. It's just a warm welcome for Captain America. And I mean, I hope they make more figures like this. Alright, this is Century Productions, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
The video is over. Subscribe, damn it.